Hi, this is Priyanka Raina. I'm the founder of Maate, and today I'm here in conversation with ParentCircle. Well, I'm being asked this question a lot, and I think it's always challenging. I'm not saying it's very smooth, but what really works is have a good planning ahead, and also um, of course, with my husband, it's like he has a lot of travel involved, so I have to really plan my schedule ahead so that I don't have too much of pressure on him also. And I keep things in schedule. I kind of make it a point that I can only take as much and not beyond. So I try to be there for my kids. Those are my first priority as much as I can. And then at work, I have a fantastic team working for me for years now. So they understand what exactly I want. So they're always there to back me up. Yeah, I think having all these things in place really helps me out. I think anytime you spend together, as long as you're focused and you're there 100%, it's a quality time for children. They love being around parents, and be it just simple coloring at home or swimming with them, even picking them up from school. They're overjoyed whenever they see the parents around, and when they see that parents are fully involved with us. That really matters. It's not always a lot of time, but even if it's little time but entirely for them, that makes them very, very happy. We do different activities. We try focusing also, helping them develop different skills. Like Russell loves swimming, so I take her for swimming very frequently. Travel, of course, is a very good way of exposing kids to different cultures, and they become very confident. They learn a lot of new things, so that definitely helps a lot. And fortunately, we all love traveling a lot, so that's been always on the card. And apart from that, I think we try involving as much we can with these school activities, and always encouraging our children to really figure out what exactly they like and how we can support them in that activity, and we just be there as much as we can for them. Absolutely. My children have been the only inspiration behind that. I think as soon as the babies are born, we as a mother, we get so cautious about what we want to use on them, what we want to feed them. And it's a natural instinct, or it's a natural feeling to give the best to your children. And as a mother, same happened with me. And that's exactly when I started working on Maate. I was very adamant that I don't want to use any chemical products, any lab made products, or any medicated products on my daughter. I want to give her a very natural care, as my mother did for me, or my grandmother did for me, using all these natural ingredients from the kitchen. And that's exactly how I wanted to do for my daughter. But of course, being a working mom, it's not possible to start boiling oil every morning with all the herbs in it. So you need a ready-made solution. And that's when I started Maate. And I wanted to really, my feedback to the team and my R&D experts has always been like, don't make the products to make them look nice and smell nice, but make them in such a way that they have results. They have some make efficacious products, so that you have to understand the purpose of each product. You have to understand why you're making a massage oil. It's for a good growth. It's for good skeletal growth of children. So you have to formulate it in such a way that that's exactly the benefit of the product. So it's a project I've been very passionate about, because of course, it involves my children. I've been using it since day one, since I have the first sample with me. Even during the sampling phase, I've been using it on myself and on my kids. So I'm so heavily involved, and not just inspiration, they've been part of the process through and through. I think with kids, it's really important that you keep them busy. As soon as they are bored, they're going to reach out for screen time. That's how it is for them. They're way too young to explain them and kind of fixate it on certain time frame, because they don't understand this whole thing. They're like, okay, if I'm not doing anything, I'm going to reach out for my iPad right now. So how I manage it is that after school activities, I plan them well. And then, of course, once they go to school regularly, unfortunately, during COVID times, they were not at school. So it was more challenging for parents. But now, thankfully, that they're back to school, it's much easier because they spend an entire day at school. Then they're tired, they get some rest, and maybe they go for some extra enrichment activities after that. So that kind of keeps them focused. So the day passes by like that. On weekends, of course, I'm a little flexible. On the other hand, my younger one, he has such an energy that he's never into screens. He just wants to play outdoors. He wants to run around. So every kid is different. You really need to find out, what your kid is really reaching out for, and maybe encourage those healthy habits and encourage them to play outdoors more. I think parenting is all about leading by examples. And sometimes you would be surprised the kind of things children pick up from you. And at times, Gracia comes back to me and she uses a sentence or a slang which I use, and I'm like, okay, she's literally talking like me. So they learn so much from you silently. They are so observant. So it's very important, like, we behave in such a way that we show them the examples of being kind, compassionate, respectful. These are very important things for me. My parents raised me to be very ethical, be very kind and respectful to people, and that's exactly what Suresh and I always try imparting in our children. So those life values are very, very important for us, and we work really hard to ensure that our kids understand the meaning of all this, and they lead a life which is very ethical. And after that, of course, all the skills and hobbies come into place, but I think the values and ethics are very important for us. Be involved as much as you can, be it a fun activity or education or a serious activity. You can be strict, but at the same time, you also sometimes have to be on a fun side with them. So I think children these days are very smart to understand, and they just simply want to see you doing it first, and then they want to adapt it. Then I would say be consistent. So don't have volatile behavior that one day you're strict about something and next day you're okay with it. So if it's a no, that it has to be a no always. The consistency is very, very important. And I think lastly is to have a very good communication. No matter how young your kid is, it's always keep chatting with them, keep talking with them since a very young age. Share your day with them, then ask about their day, how it's been. And I always treat my kids as grown-up human beings. I never really treat them like young babies, because if I want to know about their feelings and their day and their experience, it's important that I also share about my feelings. I'm open to them, then only I can expect them to be open to me. And I think these are the few tips and tricks I use.